Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Advisor Alpha special live session on Decoding the Budget 2026. Today, we have Mr. Chintan, our fund manager, who is going to help us break down the budget for investors through his lens and highlight what truly matters, what sectors have won, what are the key takeaways you can act on, and we've seen the market react on a positive and a negative lens right now. So let's hear from Mr. Chintan what he thinks. Over to you, Chintan. All yours.
Hi guys, good evening. Thanks for joining on your weekend. First of all, thank you for all the joining. So we are here for decoding the budget 26-27. Budget 26-27 needs to be seen in terms of all around tax rationalization in FY26 in terms of income tax and GST, which resulted in a shortfall in a tax collections. उसके अलावा भी फिर गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया हैज बीन able to hold on a fiscal targets by expenditure reduction in expenditure on revenue account and 13% rural central government capex, much lower expenses by the states on capex. So government has refrained from any fancy assumption for FY27. गवर्नमेंट ने बोला है कि भाई मैं 15% ऐसा कुछ फैंसी assumption नहीं दिया है. उन्होंने बोला है कि हमारा जो टैक्स कलेक्शन होगा वो नेक्स्ट ईयर 10% से ज्यादा ही ग्रो करेगा, 10% से ग्रो करेगा, डिस्पाइट ऑफ डिक्लाइन इन 2% in GST, which I think they will optimize through the 15% excise increase on cigarette. Like cigarette is a key component on excise, and increase in a different expenses. So overall capex has been increased by 12%, and including grants to states there has been around 22% higher proposal compared to the last year. Government has maintained their physical deficit is around 4.3%, seems on track, and gross borrowing are rising sharply while net borrowing is increased, seems manageable at 9%. So let's see what government has give on a various sectors. What are the actual allocation in in budget for the various sectors? So starting with the auto sectors are rare earth rare earth element. The government has expanded on rare earth corridors like for minerals rich assets of Odisha and Kerala like Andhra Pradesh states for mining resources. Government has provided around 4,000 e-buses for east and north region. So that will drive the some of the EV players, some of the EV CV players like Ashok Leyland, Tata Motors, Electra Green Tech, JBM, who are the which are the manufacturers of EV buses. Government has still they are providing incentives through the FAME too, but largely towards the e-buses and ambulance. That is a positive for the sectors. Government extending the BCD exemptions of cap goods used to manufacture the lithium ion cells for battery and BESS. That is very positive for the sector. Overall green energy sector as well as your auto sectors, so especially your EV manufacturers. So these are the positive for the auto sector. Talking about the banking and the capital markets, so government has provided a decent allocation to the banking and capital markets. So SME growth equity fund and self-reliant fund government had launched. Government is going to launch around 10,000 crore equity sub fund support to MSME SME growth companies, and for future to create a future champions, along with 2,000 crore kind of the self-reliant fund is there. So that provides a boost for the our MSME SME sector, which is a backbone of India. On a banking side, MSME loans for around 7% of the total credit, roughly around of around 1 lakh 194 trillion. So that could be get the banking sector get the loans are getting benefit impacted on a 7% of MSME. Uh, the for the capital market there is a negative point like STD on a futures and option has increased. Why they have increased the STD and future, which is means the increase in a STD on a F&O, which is a surprise factor for the market as well as the market has reacted on account of that. This is a very negative for the capital markets. It will impact their volumes probably for the near term, but overall for the long term perspective we can say it is a very positive uh, uh, thing done by the government. So STT, the assessment as government seems to be decent. So why they have increased the rationale STD or the rationale behind of that is disincentivize the FNO trading. was last couple of years और के हम लोग बोल सकते हैं कि last 1 year में there are the lot of trading activity happen in a FNO side, lot of account open, and government wants to disincentivize this FNO through the STT increase. Why? Because of the lot of speculation happening in the stock and index through the FNO and सेबी ने बीच में भी बोला था कि अराउंड 95% काइंड ऑफ द ट्रेडर्स और इन्वेस्टर इन एफएनओ losing their money. So through increase in STT they want to reduce this kind of the stuff. They want to protect the capital of hard earned money by the investor or trader. So that's why they have increased this STT. As I said, this is a near term impact for the brokers or capital markets for exchanges, but overall long term perspective it is a positive for me. Government has also formed a formation of a committee to chart reforms in a Vikshit Bharat for the banking sector. So the committee's job to do a focusing on efficiency, governance, and innovation in a banking sector. No, apart from this, for NBFC sectors, so government has announced restructuring in the PSU NBFC called PFC Power Finance Corporation and and REC. So government going to restructure the both company. Probably they will merge the company. So that is very positive in terms of market perspective. Now, moving to from banking to the building materials. So, government announced capex roughly around 12.2 lakh crore, up almost 10-11% compared to the last year. So, with focus on a tier 3 infrastructure, supporting recovery in the infrastructure and infrastructure projects that will improve the demand for the building materials. So, building materials like cement, paints, or maybe you can say some of the MDF, those kind of the vertical may have improve their demand that will drive the growth for the building materials sector. Now moving from building material to the now capital goods or industrial space. So government has pushed for manufacturing in biopharma, semiconductors, EMS, rare earth materials. Government has provided lot of schemes on on R&D side, high precision component manufacturing. Government has to manufacturing in a defense, aerospace, electronics. So that would be strengthening the Making India initiatives for the government. Government has around provided around 20,000 incentive scheme for the benefit to the companies which blend the CNG and low carbon flow initiatives for the low carbon caption initiatives. So 20,000 crore government has announced for the next 5 years. Government has announced 7 high speed metro rail projects for the country. Government has announced east to west dedicated freight corridors for for the logistic and infrastructure projects. So that will drive the demand of the industrial goods, capital goods. Overall, government has announced some government announced the BCD exemption for the some of the nuclear projects. So India roughly around 30-40% kind of the component for the nuclear power plant, importing a nuclear component, importing for nuclear power plant. So that will the custom duty exemption for those kind of will drive the growth for nuclear power project and aim to be a nuclear and to achieve a nuclear energy around 100 gigawatts. So that's why government had announced a couple of announcement on a BCD side exemptions. Now moving from the cement company, government has announced seven high-speed metro railway corridors. This will include like Mumbai, Pune, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Bangalore, Delhi, Varanasi, and Varanasi, Siliguri. So these are the kind of the infrastructure projects coupled with the road projects. So infrastructure development will continue in tier 2, tier 3 cities. Probably uh, that will improve the cement demands. So cement companies can do better owing to the demand support provided by the government through the recent announcement. Government has announced for a couple of chemical parks for the chemical industry. To support the chemical industry, government has allocated decent budget for the chemicals. On a consumer side, we government has already done a lot of stuff. Like last year, we have government has already announced the income tax rebates, the new income tax slabs, and the GST rationalization. So that for the consumption they have done already. Still, the government has come out with a new now a new budget allocation for the support high value crops such as coconut, cashew in coastal areas to increase the productions. Duty free imports for specified inputs, exports of shoe uppers, addition to the leathers dependency. So this kind of the initiative initiatives taken by the government in the recent budgets that will support the couple of stocks, consumer stock in the consumer space. On consumer durables, government has allowed electric component manufacturing schemes allocated roughly around 20 around 40,000 crore. So that is the compared to the last year, government has announced around 22,900 crores. So decent allocation towards the electronic component manufacturing companies. The EMS companies would likely to benefit from this initiatives. Of course, there is a lot of talks about the mobile PLI likely to go away by the end of March 26. Government is still supporting the mobile PLI and IT hardware manufacturing through the PLI initiatives. So, but not much like that. Last year, government has allocated roughly around 9,000 crore for mobile manufacturing and PLI initiatives. This year, government has allocated roughly around 1,600 crore kind of the allocation. So, already government has done a lot of things previously for mobile and IT hardware manufacturing, but now they want to downstream their products. So they want to do some further improvement in their electric component manufacturing scheme. So they have allocated 40,000 crore for electric component manufacturing. So that's why government has reduced that mobile and IT hardware PLI incentives. Otherwise, overall, we can say for the electric component manufacturing for allocation is decent. Probably that will help the manufacturers very well going forward. They can use the PLIs to to set up their manufacturing capacity for various components in India. So again, making India initiatives progressing very well in the EMS category. The government also announced ISM2, roughly around 40,000 crore, kind of the meaningful allocation for the EMS sector. So, which includes semiconductor as well as a lot of other component manufacturing. So that is that is the benefit for the EMS sector, a hot topic for the country, because lot of EMS players has done pretty well in the last couple of years, and probably the recent announcement likely provide the relief to the several players in the EMS manufacturing companies. Overall now EMS for EMS company, the government has done a pretty good job. Coming towards the hospital sector, government has announced a couple of things for medical tourism. So for medical tourism, government are likely to create five hospital medical tourism kind of the hubs in India. So strengthening that tier two healthcare infrastructures, provided a benefit for Ayushman Bharat as well. So this the recent announcement, these are the announcement could be a benefit for the hospital sectors, because अगर हम लोग अगर पांच ऐसे हब बनाएंगे कंट्री में, हॉस्पिटल हब विद पार्टनरशिप विद द प्राइवेट प्लेयर्स, public so PP on a PPP model, or maybe a whatever kind of the model, so that will drive the growth for the sector as well. Companies like Apollo Hospitals, Max Healthcare, STDM likely to get benefit because they are the leaders in the sector. What is you can say? So all the hospital sector will benefit from this recent announcement. Government the on metals, the how indirectly government has done a lot of stuff on metals, like announced seven high speed rail metro announcement, dedicated freight corridors announcement, through the shipbuilding scheme announcement, uh, uh, lot of infrastructure spending announcement. So steel is means metals, probably steel will used in such a widely in this such a projects. So for metals, the indirectly government has done lot of stuff for metals as well. Government also proposed around 50 billion, 5,000 crores spent over the rare earth minerals for schemes to develop the rare earth minerals and mining. So that could be a benefit for metal and mining sector as well. Uh, on NBFC, I think overall I covered every part of the sectors on yeah, of course, on a logistic and power port side. So government is trying to develop propose the coastal cargo promotions to shift freight and raise inland waterways and coastal shipping share from 6% to the 12% by 2047. To achieve this kind of the things, government has proposed new dedicated freight corridors. Government has announced 20 new national waterways over the next 5 years. Government has announced five national waterways in Odisha to link the minerals belts. Government has done decent job on port sides. Government has allocated roughly around 10,000 crore over the 5 years to promote the container manufacturing, with a aim at building globally competitive ecosystem for the sector. So that is a very positive note for the logistic as well. On the telecom side, I think safe harbor around 15% of the post cost to Indian entity providing the data center services to related foreign companies. So on a data center side, government has provided a tax holiday till 2047 on for any foreign company providing global cloud services using India-based data center services, with services to the Indian customers routed via India, reseller, which is a positive for the companies like data center companies, maybe a telecom players like Airtel, Reliance Jio, data center companies like Anantraj, a lot of real estate developers could be a benefit, because if tax holiday till 2014 for any foreign company which providing global cloud services using India based on data center services, so that could be a big benefit, because they can form a JV, or they can come up with a partnership, or maybe MOs out. So this kind of the announcement provide a decent boot for the existing Indian players. So that is a very positive note for the data center side. Apart from this, I think overall I have covered everything. So in my way, the overall crux, what I can say for the budget, that government has done a decent job. They are very they are very focused, they to provide a continuation budget from last years. They have cut down some of the subsidiaries like fertilizers, food and petro subsidiaries, and to focus on urban infra, rural infra, renewable, logistic clusters, tourisms, value-added farmings, data centers, etc. So we believe that the economy is yet to see full benefit of the budget. Focus on creating a modern infra. Domestic manufacturing will likely to continue. Budget does not provide the any triggers for the market. Of course, there is a negative for on a set of side, STD side, and market has reacted on that part. But overall, long term perspective, budget has is very positive for the long term perspective. Oh, the very positive things like for BFSI sectors, consumer, especially consumer durables, the EMS sector is a very positive. Healthcare is a very positive sector for from the budget perspective. Defense, where government has allocated more than around government has allocated 2.2 lakh crore, compared to last year is around 1.8 lakh crore. So very positive for the defense sector as well. Capital goods overall, as via the overall public capacity is increased by 11-12%, allocated roughly around 12.2 lakh crore. So that which will subsegmented by auto, in other sectors. So that will demand the consumables like capital goods or industrial goods. So very positive on make in India manufacturing sector through the PLI incentive, or you can say a defense initiatives, making India projects. So very positive on capital goods sides. As I alluded, lastly spoke about the DCC, the data center side, for tax exemptions, a tax holiday till 2014 for the foreign players, and domestic players somewhat incentivize for the domestic players, data center players, provide so very positive on so that will be a very positive news for the telecom sector as well as data center. So that's all from my side on a budget. I am open for the questions.
So before we start the questions, I'll just take out this QR code where you can download our Alpha Advisor app and start your investing journey. So if whoever wants to, look at download the app, please scan the QR code on the screen, or you can log in, go to our website and get all the details you can. So just Chintan, 1 2 minutes more, and then we'll shift to question Q&As.
Sure.
Okay. So Chintan, we've got some questions from our audiences. We'll start with the first one. Since the STT increases for the FNO only and not the cash segment, will it
Mhm.
have an impact? on the DII buyers in cash segment and hence the sentiments? That is
Uh,
the question.
DI is probably a buyer since last couple of months as well. Means we are seeing a continuous selling from the FIIs, and DI is there for the savers. So DI will buy because the means market has someone as a buyer, someone as a seller, despite of the STD increase or decrease. Why STD increase is just to reduce the speculation in the FNO side. As I say that the SEBI articulate that 95% kind of the traders and investor are making loss in F&O. So to protect the capital of such a trader and investor, that's why they have, and to reduce the speculation in the F&O segment. That's why largely they have increased the STT. Otherwise, for commodity, there is a no increase in a STD. So we can see normal business in cash and commodity sides. Apart from these, one can see the ripple effect as increase in STD, or maybe no announcement, or no there is a no announcement on any no tweaking on a capital long-term capital gain taxes or capital gain taxes. That could be a negative for the market. STD is one thing which is very surprising for us. No one has expected that increase in STT would be there, especially. So that is a very surprising, and market has reacted all over about it. But the second thing is the no discussion about the capital gain taxes. So that could be a reason. Maybe somebody is selling, and DI would buy it.
Okay, the same person has asked another thing in this following up to that question which we had asked.
Hmm.
Will it have an impact on the sentiments of the market as we have seen it today? Because as the market, the moment the STT increase happened, the market started falling. So will this be continuing for a long term, for a week or so, for a short term period, or for a long period?
So this could be a very near-term event. It is a just, or maybe you can say a very very near-term event.
Hmm.
Already the market has come down that fair value around 20 times of the FI 1 year forward earnings. So from here, I don't think so a much downside for the market. Of course, there could be a downside, a couple of 1 or 2% of here and there. But I think market has today has market already hit 24,700 level. So already means the already the impact we have seen. Probably 1 or 2 days we can see a more impact as the increase in STT and no discussion on LTCG. So we can see some impact, some more, but we are not anticipating a much more downside, because whatever last couple of days we are very busy with the earnings. We have seen we have seen a improvement in the earnings growth. So the market will give a value on our earnings growth as well. So it is a
Okay.
near term impact, very very near term. It is stay very near term. Provide on the long term perspective where we are very bullish as earnings is kicks in, and some quality names would prefer in this kind of the market,
Okay.
as we anticipated last couple of days. So 4 weeks ago, around 3 4 weeks ago, we have created a cash in our portfolio, as we feel that the valuation is very 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 expensive, stretchy valuation. At 26,000, around the 26,000 levels, we have created a cash in our model portfolios. That the things are playing out as per our expectations.
Okay. Okay. So the this was the first question. Now the second question what has come, what impact will the safe harbor line increase from 200 to 2000 crore for IT sectors have on IT companies? जो 2000 करोड़ से दो सॉरी दो 300 करोड़ से 2000 करोड़ पे चले गए हैं, गवर्नमेंट ने
Hmm.
बजट डाला है आईटी सेक्टर पे,
Hmm.
उसका क्या इम्पैक्ट आपको लग रहा है?
I think there is a positive impact on IT sector, no negative impact on IT sectors, because
Okay.
IT is a pack with their contract R&D software services to be clubbed under the single information IT services tool. With this a common safe harbor margin is roughly around 15.5%, and safe harbor threshold for IT services increased to the 2000 crore. So it is
Hmm.
a positive for the IT sector.
Okay. Okay. So the third question. What sector emerged as a clear winner after the budget of 2026?
So first clear sector winner is like your capital goods sector, manufacturing sectors are the clear winner.
Hmm.
Infra is a clear winner. The EMS is a clear winner because government has continued their schemes. I missed the one point. The for fintech companies like Paytm. So couple of days back, there is an announcement like the government, the UPI incentive will be reduced from the government. Nothing is happened. Government had provided that support to the to the UPI incentive. Last year, government has provided roughly around 2,000 crore kind of the UPI incentive. Similarly, government is continuing with their UPI incentive schemes. They are providing roughly around 2,000 crore this year as well. So no, as means the stock has reacted weirdly on that announcement, but we know about it. There is nothing like to happen in this kind of the company. So we are very positive. We are holding the stock in our portfolios, and that is the very positive news for the fintech companies like Paytm, PhonePe. They are getting benefits from the UPI incentives.
Okay. So उसके बाद वाला question. One disappointment of the budget 2026.
One disappointment is that, as already I have said, that first of all, there is a no nothing like the discussion on capital gain taxes. That is a one thing which is I dislike. Secondly, the increase in STD, which is a very surprising thing. We are anticipating that there is a cut in STD, or maybe a somewhat relief in the STD. But what we have seen that key increase in STT in FNO. So that could be a negative for a capital market. I am assessing means post budget. I am tracking the this pharma sector, especially a biopharma sector, and this capital market sector. Because
Okay.
these two sectors I want to closely track this post this budget.
Okay, that was another question, that one sector which you answered that. Okay. So one person has asked me, what is the most single important takeaway from the budget for long-term investors?
So, what is the positive things what I have seen? My positive takeaways from the budget is that the government has the entire manufacturing space has been addressed by the government. Good initiatives on the manufacturing space. They are firm with their view. They are spending on infrastructure, developing the infrastructure space, providing the logistic connectivity, interstate high-speed railways, waterways, dedicated freight corridors. So they are spending on a infra, public capex, a notable increase in a public service signaling focus on a infrastructure one, as I alluded. Service sectors, the mention by the minister by the first time in the budget, that highlighting a broad sectoral coverage, data centers, and thanks to tax holidays. So tax incentive for the data centers and tax holiday initiative somewhat ignored by the sorry, so data center for the that could be so tax incentive for the domestic data center player, coupled with the tax holiday for till 2047 for foreign players who will take advantage of the with the domestic manufacturing or data center player. that will provide a big positive for me. These are the couple of positive for me. There is a one positive for EMS sectors. They are continued with their electric component manufacturing scheme. So these are the positive for me.
Okay. What mistake do retail investors usually do after a budget like this? So we saw मतलब जो अभी 25,000 पॉइंट्स पे हम निफ्टी था, वो डायरेक्टली जब एसटीटी आया तो वो 24 पे गिर गया। तो क्या मिस्टेक्स है जो अभी आजकल के इन्वेस्टर्स करते रहते हैं? व्हाट
So
मतलब
investors have keep their patience. के investors पैनिक बहुत करते हैं. एसटीडी आया, अनाउंसमेंट आया और पैनिक कर दिया, बेच दिया, एंड देन मार्केट रिकवर हो गया, नीचे से 300 पॉइंट रिकवर हुआ था. सो इन्वेस्टर यूज टू पैनिक इट. In the long term means in if you are creating your wealth, if you are a long term investor, don't panic on a such a event, because overall long term में सब optimize हो जाता है. लॉन्ग टर्म्स के लिए ये सब मार्केट एक दो दिन के लिए रिएक्शन आएगा मार्केट, विदाउट विदाउट हैविंग सम नॉलेज, विदाउट एनालाइजिंग द बजट, without doing your own research, and you are doing just panic sales. Of course, if you have done your research and the triggers are there for your stocks to sell, then you can sell it. Then you can sell it, because you have a your rationale, you already. But without doing any kind of the research, without doing any kind of the reading for on budget side, doing just speculation by selling in a panic way. So in such a time, don't do panic selling. बी ए पेशेंट, बिकॉज ये सब टाइम में जो भी पैनिक करते हैं ना, वो सब इन्वेस्टर अपना पैसा घुमाते हैं. और जो पेशेंस इन्वेस्टर होते हैं, जिसके पास बहुत धीरज होता है, वो इन्वेस्टर ये टाइम पे पैसा डालता है और पैसा बनाता है. सो इन्वेस्टर इज इन्वेस्टिंग इज नॉट लाइक पैनिक सेलिंग और डू वॉट एवर यू वांट. इट इज अ डिसिप्लिन्ड एंड लॉन्ग टर्म vision with patience.
ठीक है। So any surprises that you think this budget is going to do in which sector? कुछ सरप्राइज होने वाला है आगे जाके?
एक ऑलरेडी सरप्राइज मिल गया हमको, एसटीटी इंक्रीज, which is a negative for the capital markets.
बट
On
कोई
a
सेक्टर
positive side, on a
आपको लगता है
positive,
कि
डिफेंस सेक्टर.
ओके
डिफेंस सेक्टर ने गवर्नमेंट ने अच्छा खासा अलोकेशन दिया है. 1.8 लाख करोड़ लास्ट टाइम उन्होंने दिया था, इस बार 2.2 लाख करोड़ दिया है. सो रफली ऑलमोस्ट विद हाई टीन्स काइंड ऑफ द हायर ग्रोथ, अराउंड 17-18% का इंक्रीज किया है उन लोगों ने डिफेंस स्पेंडिंग में. So that could be a big boost for the indigenous defense mechanism. कि हम लोग बहुत से चीज़ बनाने जा रहे हैं, लाइक इन हाउस अपना सब कंपोनेंट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, एयरक्राफ्ट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग हम लोग को बनाने के लिए ट्राई कर रहे हैं. सो डिफेंस सेक्टर्स में कुड बी अ बिग बूस्ट. इन कंज्यूमर ड्यूरेबल्स, इलेक्ट्रिक कंपोनेंट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग वुड बी अ ट्रिगर. ईवी साइड पे जैसे इन लोग ने लिथियम आयन बैटरीज को इन इस स्कीम में इनिशिएटिव्स दिया है, तो वो ईवी बैटरीज को भी बेनिफिट मिलेगा. On hospital, as we are doing this budget is doing some focus on a tourism side, especially on a medical tourism, and the hospital sector can do well.
ठीक है, ठीक है।
सबसे बड़ा पॉजिटिव तो मेरे लिए इंश्योरेंस सेक्टर को इन लोगों ने टच ही नहीं किया है, कुछ ट्विक विक कुछ नहीं किया है. दैट इज वेरी बिग पॉजिटिव फॉर इंश्योरेंस, बिकॉज रिसेंटली उन्होंने कुछ इंश्योरेंस रिफॉर्म लेके आ गए थे. तो हमारा थोड़ा बहुत वरी था कि अगर इन लोग ने कुछ अनाउंस कर दिया बजट में इंश्योरेंस के रिलेटेड, तो थोड़ा बहुत फियर था इंश्योरेंस के. बट इंश्योरेंस में इन लोग ने कुछ ट्विकिंग नहीं किया. They are firm with their policies, so that is very positive for the insurance sectors. UPI incentives, everyone is anticipating that UPI incentive could go away by end of March 26. So, and government is firm on their policy. They have continued their UPI investment policies, so that is very positive for the fintech companies. Because Paytm, PhonePe, are going to do well from this announcement.
Okay. Okay. So I think that's all for today. And do thank you for everyone who joined us at, in the evening for this decoding session. Thank you, Chintan, for giving your time.
Thank you, Ronak. Thank you, guys, for attending this webinar on a weekend. Thanks for the joining
Yeah.
us.
So, guys, you can stay in tune. We'll be having a next webinar very, very soon. We'll keep you updated on our WhatsApp channel and on or on the social media aspect. Do follow us. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye, Chandan. See you in the
Bye,
next
bye,
episode.
Ronak. Bye, guys. Thanks.